The Porn Myth by Matt Fradd. I'm doing a voiceover for this video because I want to cover a lot of ground and I don't want to forget anything, so I'm doing it this way. Before I start this video, I want to say that I am not making this to preach to you. I'm discussing a book that I found interesting, and I'm not perfect. I've had my issues with porn. And so I'm not telling you that you shouldn't watch it. I'm not telling you that you should. You make those choices yourself. Now, the author states that porn is often classified as adult entertainment, as if this form of entertainment were merely not suitable for children. The truth is, porn isn't suitable for adults either. Porn shrinks the prefrontal cortex. This is the part of the brain that is responsible for willpower. It regulates our behavior by making decisions based on judgments about good and bad, better or best, etc. When the frontal lobes are weakened, the person loses impulse control and mastery over his passions. Viewing porn, therefore, makes the brain revert and become more childish. In other words, adult entertainment is making people more juvenile. Studies have found that frequency of porn use correlates with depression, anxiety, stress, and social problems. Porn gives the brain an unnatural high. This causes dopamine to spike, and eventually the brain fatigues. Drug abuse causes the same phenomenon. The brain becomes desensitized. Once overstimulation is maintained, our brain adapts to find a level of tolerance and so forth. Like drug abuse, porn addiction causes a person over time to use the substance more and more. The porn addict needs to watch more porn or more hardcore porn to get the same high. Sex and porn addicts show all the telltale signs of addiction: tolerance, withdrawal symptoms such as irritability, violent dreams, mania, insomnia, violent mood swings, paranoia, headaches, anxiety, and depression. Another effect of porn is its impact on the human body, i.e., porn-induced erectile dysfunction. A 2002 Swiss study found that 30% of males ages 18 to 24 had some form of ED. Online porn viewing is novelty-seeking behavior, constantly clicking, keeping multiple tabs open, always looking for the next girl, the next sexual buzz. A real woman, no matter how attractive, is only one woman. A man this obsessed will have difficulty finding her arousing. Porn also affects relationships. Humans engage in a process called observational learning. We learn to do something by watching it being done. Observational learning can be seen in how pornography use affects the behavior of its viewers. Frequent exposure to porn is associated with diminished trust in intimate partners, negative body image, acceptance of promiscuity, belief that marriage is sexually confining, and raising children and having a family is an unattractive prospect. Porn tricks the mind into thinking that women are not only sexualized, but hypersexualized. Hypersexualization sends the message that real women are ready and available for sex, and that being a sex object is the only way to treat a woman. Porn doesn't complement sexual intimacy, it competes with it. Many men choose the fantasy over a real woman. This is one of the reasons so many marriages fall apart. So what do you do to beat your porn addiction? The author suggests two strategies. Strategy 1, educate yourself about the impact porn has on your life, like all the things porn is robbing from your life, the way it negatively affects your brain, your body, and your relationships. Ask yourself, what do you lose by constantly watching porn? What is porn costing you? What is it costing society? What do you stand to gain by becoming porn-free? Write down your exit strategies. When tempted to watch porn, get up, walk, run, call someone, go outside. Strategy 2, avoid triggers that lead you to watching porn. The author states that if a certain kind of music triggers you to watch porn, stop listening to it. Do you have porn stored somewhere in your home? Throw it out. Or delete it if you have it on an external hard drive or on your computer. Set small, measurable goals. Freedom is one day at a time. Freedom is a daily decision we make. Remember, porn doesn't lead to more sex, it leads to more porn. Also, porn promises freedom, but it enslaves us. It promises excitement, but it ends up boring us. It promises adult entertainment, yet it makes us juvenile. It promises intimacy, but leads to isolation. Now that you've got your porn addiction under control, how do we protect kids from porn in today's society? 1. Teach kids about sex, or promoters of pornography will. Teach kids the names of body parts and the importance of honoring their bodies and bodies of others through modesty and privacy. 2. Choose to be a family that upholds the dignity of every person. Do you show respect for yourself and others by the way you dress, speak, and act? Do you honor and cherish your spouse? 3. Set boundaries. Children need clear rules and expectations. A child who never learns to respect authority will come to believe all rules are arbitrary standards that can be discarded for any momentary pleasure. Such a child is ripe for porn. 4. Nurture and love. Make sure your home is a place of refuge, not a place to escape from. Before I conclude this video, I want to touch briefly on the porn industry itself. On pages 72 to 74, there are quotes from former porn stars. The first one is Emily Eve. She said, "When I finished with the scene, my throat was bleeding, I had bruises all over my body, my vagina was torn in 2 places, and I ended up with pink eye. I felt so weak, used, and honestly, I felt like I had been raped all over again." So apparently she had been raped before. Jessie Summers said, "I did gonzo porn to start out, and it was the most degrading, embarrassing, horrible thing ever. I've never seen gonzo porn, but from what I understand, it's pretty violent." Nessa said, "In the worst scene and moment of my life, I was raped and verbally and mentally abused. It was the most horrible and degrading experience I ever had." Now, not all porn stars feel this way. In her book, Insatiable, Porn, A Love Story, Asa Akira said, "There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. Almost every time I shoot a sex scene, I fall a little bit in love with being watched, in love with being on display, in love with being the center of attention." Now, if you're interested in this subject, I recommend this book and other sources that are mentioned at the back of the book. All right, thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.